real place of emotions in trading. To be able to understand your emotions and use them correctly in your trading, you need to do three things: observe, understand, and adjust. Here are thoughts of a few of the most successful traders and investors on emotions in trading. But the funny thing is, I may not agree with them at all. The first one: if you can't control your emotions, you can't control your money. This is by Warren Buffett. Trade with your head and not with your heart. Linda Rashke. The key to trading success is emotional discipline. If intelligence were the key, there would be a lot more people making money trading. Victor Sperandio is a very, very successful trader. To be a good trader, you need to be able to handle losing. It's not something anyone likes to do, but if you let it affect you emotionally, you are finished. Marty Squats, another very successful trader. I believe you can use emotions to your advantage in trading. You will have to learn how to observe and understand your emotions while trading and then make adjustments to your behavior so that you benefit from them. There is much to discuss on this point. Let us dive in. So, the first thing, observing your emotions in trading. That's the first step you have to take. If you don't control your emotions will control you. So many traders believe in the above, and even some of the experts in the field who otherwise speak such insightful things about trading, but when it comes to emotions in trading, they resort to the above statement. No wonder then so many people still struggle with emotions in trading. If experts are speaking like this, what will a common trader do? Emotions are a part of our existence as human beings. We are the only animal species who are capable of so many varieties of emotions, and that is what makes us special. But alas, we are not as good at understanding and using them. If only we learn how to do that, at least in trading, our lives will become much easier. So, how do you deal with them? It is by following the three-step approach I have discovered and found to be very, very useful. Trust me, I have been a full time trader for over 2 decades and I have experienced almost every emotion there is in regards to trading, good as well as bad. All you have to do is observe, understand, adjust when it comes to emotions in trading. Let me show you how. Let us look at the emotional landscape for a minute. What is the most commonly experienced emotion during trading? Ask yourself and see what comes up. But when this question was asked to a bunch of traders, they all settled with one or the other form of fear. Fear of missing out, fear of losing are two of the most common ones, but along with that, traders also face euphoria when they win, despair when their stop loss is hit, anxiety when their position size is just too large, anger when they lose money. They feel the need to take revenge when they believe the market is their opponent. They are fighting with the markets and it is out there to get them, and on and on. So many emotions. Picture this very common occurrence. You come to the markets, do your analysis, think that the markets are likely to go up. Then you try to find a good entry, which you get. You enter, and as you have been taught by your mentors, right? You put a stop loss to protect your capital. Okay, I'm not against stop loss, but there is a way to use it. After all, the risk management is very important, right? That's what our mentors have been telling us. The markets start moving in your favor, you start feeling good about the trade. You are trying to hide your happiness, but it just bubbles through. But as the market moves closer to your price, that is the exit price, something changes and markets stall. Then it starts to ease off. You are now not at all happy. In a matter of few minutes, you are now anxious about your position. You are wondering what is going to happen with my position. You're also angry at the markets about why it did not move just a few more points to hit your target, and why is it retracing. Now the fall accelerates and your paper profits are vanishing rapidly. So, what do? You hastily move your stop loss to break even. Markets are not slowing down at all, they are falling swiftly towards your stop loss, which is at break even now. As markets approach your stop loss, now you start to hope if only the markets will reverse from here and go back to your target. But the markets are not listening to you. They eventually go down and hit your stop loss. Now you are part angry that the trade did not work out and part relieved that the stress of this open position is now over. But now the real pain starts as the market starts to move in your intended direction. Earlier, it came down. When you wanted it to go higher, it went so close to your target, but it reversed, it came down, did not hit your target, instead hit your stop loss. Now it is going back up once again. The time it is moving swiftly, this time it is moving swiftly, and in the next few minutes, it goes and hits your target level. But now you are not in the position. This pain is even worse than the pain you felt when your stop loss was hit. You are wondering if now the decision to move your stop loss to break even was the correct thing to do. But it just came to your break even and went back up. What if you kept your original stop loss? All these questions will crowd your mind now. And while you are in this mental battle about how you should have managed your position, market closes for the day. Now you walk away from your trading terminal with a host of emotions. You are drained and you are feeling tired, wondering if you will ever be able to become a successful trader. Does this sound familiar? Have you faced this situation in your trading over the last few months, weeks, years, for the duration you have been trading? Now, the importance of observation. What just happened in the case that we just discussed has happened to each and every one of us at some point or the other in our trading career. We have all had varying responses to this. Some shut off, some party hard after this kind of tiring experience. Some ignore their emotions and some bury them in more hard work and more backtesting. But what is required for you to be is be aware of your emotions, especially when you are in live markets trying to trade, manage one of your positions. You need to be completely aware of them. Manage one of your. Being aware will tell you what those emotions are telling you about yourself, and that is the information that can change your trading career. Emotions are always telling you about yourself. If you can understand what they're telling you, your trading is going to change. What can help? Well, meditation, mindfulness practices, affirmation, journaling, etc. Everything is helpful. But unless you understand the mechanics behind these emotions, how we generate them, you won't be able to benefit from by just recording them. Being aware of them does not help. You need to understand the mechanics behind them. Let us now look at the second step, understanding the emotions in trading. So far we were observing, now we will try to understand them. The best approach is to try and understand your emotions, but to do that you need to understand your brain first, how our brain works. Understanding the brain and how it makes decisions, especially in high stress environments like trading, that's the key. Well, now brain is one big chemical factory which also has a lot of electrical networks. You can understand it like this: a lot of chemical reactions are happening in the brain, and the results of those reactions are being communicated via those electrical circuits. If the reaction is good for you, you get correct information via these circuits and you make good decisions. If the reaction is bad for you and you get incorrect information, you go ahead and you make bad decisions. It's that simple, all right? Now, along with this, brain is also like a file storage cabinet with hundreds and thousands of files stored in it. These are our memories. So whenever you get information from a chemical reaction in your brain, it's not pure information. Before your brain gives that information to you so that you can act on it, our brain will compare and contrast it with any similar or related memory we may have from the past. So you have some past information or a memory of a similar event, our brain will compare it with the current event, current experience, current emotion. So sometimes the effect of these memories is even more powerful than the original chemical reaction itself. Imagine if the information stored in these files, that is your memories, is incorrect in the first place. What will happen to the quality of decisions you are going to make if you have memorized something that is not helpful? Every new experience information you are receiving is being compared to something that is incorrect, not helpful, and then it is passed on to you to make decisions. What is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? One such part of our brain which is still controlled completely by memories of our past is amygdala, or the fear center of the brain. This part of our brain is pretty similar to all other animals and has not evolved much over the last few thousand years. Not only that, it is also probably a more powerful part of our brain. Compare this with another part of our brain called as the prefrontal cortex, where most of our conscious thinking happens. This part is very active, however, is not particularly powerful yet. We have not evolved yet to make all the decisions based on our prefrontal cortex. We may feel like we are doing it, but no, who's in control? The more powerful part of our brain, the amygdala. Our brain serves only one purpose: self preservation. And when it comes to that, the amygdala wins over the prefrontal cortex every time. We may believe that we are thinking, taking conscious decisions in our trading, but in fact, the amygdala is doing it for us, and that is seldom beneficial to us. Let us look at some of the psychological insights here. Now that you understand how our brain works in regards to our emotions, let us see what the experts have to say about all this. And I'm not talking about the so called experts on social media, and I'm talking about actual experts with like PhDs and published papers and all. So, psychologist and the author of Emotional Intelligence, Daniel Goleman, says, in a very real sense, we have two minds: one thinks and one that feels. And the one that feels is often quicker to respond. And this is suggested by our next expert, Joseph Ledoux, neuroscientist and author. He says that the emotional brain responds to an event more quickly than the thinking brain. So, what we can learn from this is that our emotional brain will respond to something before we even get a chance to think about it using our prefrontal cortex. If you think a little harder, you will realize here that often our first reaction to anything might actually be the one from our emotional brain rather than our thinking brain. So we should not act on our first reaction. Rather, we should question it before acting on it. But we seldom do that. Let alone when the pressure of trading is high, for example, like being stuck in a losing position. We are going to listen to the emotional brain, not even question whether our first reaction is correct or not. So let us look at common triggers to our emotions while trading. Fear. We often feel fear not because we may lose money on a trade, but because we cannot explain why we are losing money on a trade, why one trade is working and why one trade is not working. If you don't have an explanation for that, you will feel fear. Greed. We sometimes overtrade to make more money, but in reality, we may be trying to overcompensate for previous losses, or trying to overcompensate for the fact that we were proven wrong. If one of your trade is a loss making trade, you feel you are proven wrong, you personally were wrong, and then you are trying to overcompensate for that. Overconfidence, often this is a sign that we are actually not at all confident about our trading system, market understanding, or self understanding at that. There are an array of emotions that we face. There are an equal number of biases we have in our behavior, all of which are detrimental to our trading. They are not helpful at all. And that is exactly what I have covered in great detail in the trading psychology module of our course ETF course. It's a module with 125 videos. Trust me, it's very helpful. Let us look at a case study. When I was just starting out, I had no idea about all this. But I still thought I had everything I needed to become a successful trader. Alright. Of course, the results were not encouraging. But I kept pushing, reading books, watching videos, listening to podcasts, and eventually I started to make some real progress. I experienced all of these emotions of fear, greed, overconfidence, anxiety, frustration, despair, euphoria, impatience, regret, guilt, hope, doubt, boredom, relief, surprise, envy, pride, disappointment, embarrassment, calmness, and many more. But when I started putting together my complete trading framework, I realized that these emotions are just indicators. Like the hundreds of dials in an airplane cockpit. If you have seen one, watch in the movies or just download a Google image, you will see that there are so many dials and gauges there. This might seem very confusing, but if you take time to understand them, they will tell you some very important things. Some of it might actually save your life, or in trading, save you from blowing your account. So, as the indicators are extremely important for a pilot while flying a jet plane, the emotions are equally important indicators for us while we are trying to trade. And I have covered 37 such cognitive biases or emotional indicators that can prove invaluable insights while you are trading. Where is it shared? In the trading psychology module of my core complete trading framework course. Once I studied about them, which by the way took me more than a decade. It was not like I read 37 biases, knew what was important, someone was guiding me. It was not like that. I had to do it by trial and error. So it took me a decade to understand all this, but only after that my trading started improving. And more than that, my peace of mind skyrocketed. See, what is more important is peace of mind. Today, if you ask me what I would prefer, money, profits, more capital, or peace of mind, I will choose peace of mind every time. Trust me, once you taste how important this peace of mind is to your trading and your life, you're not going to let it go ever. Making adjustments based on emotional understanding. So we observe the emotions, we try to understand them, how our brain works and all, and now we are going to make adjustments to our behavior, our trading strategies, so that they are actually helpful to us and not harmful to us. So what are those strategies? Over the 2 decades I have been trading, I have discovered a few tricks to manage my emotions the correct way. Let me share a few with you that worked and those that didn't. Journaling. I journaled extensively during my early years as a trader, but it did not help me as much. Okay? Because I was not doing it right. In the emotion section, I just noted down what emotions I felt, but I did not know what those emotions meant. So I could not benefit from it. Just a list of emotions you felt is not going to be helpful, you know. Trading plans. Many say failing to plan is planning to fail. Well, when I trade, I find it very limiting to have a rigid plan. This is more important. Rigid plan, fixed trading plan is not good. It's not going to help you during live markets, since markets are ever changing. Every day the market develops a little differently, only a little differently, but that little difference is enough to cause problems for you. So instead of having a rigid plan to handle these ever changing markets, your plan should be flexible. So, trading plans did not help me much. Meditation and mindfulness. I have tried a variety of meditation practices and I could never continue with any one of them. What I realize is every person has their own unique way of meditating. For me, it's work. When I'm working, I'm happy, I'm at peace, I'm focused. When I'm doing anything else, I may not be as balanced or as calm as I want to be. So, if all this did not help me, what actually did? Well, things started changing for me when I developed the simple approach to the problem of emotions. It is as follows: discretion while entry, discipline while exit. What I discovered is that if you take away all the flexibility from your trading process, your emotions will feel trapped. You will not give them space to express, and that is not good in the long term, as the emotions will come out in all the wrong ways, which are very harmful to your trading. But at the same time, if you are in a trade, then in the heat of the moment, your emotions will overpower you. Remember, the emotional mind responds faster than the thinking brain, and it will make you make mistakes in your trading. Solution, again, the complete trading framework, a detailed framework that will guide you in every aspect of your trading, not just finding entry, exits, and stop losses. It will give you utmost flexibility while developing and executing your trade entries, and it will also help you develop a mechanical exit plan to make sure your emotions are not interfering when you're trying to exit your trade. I can keep talking about this framework all day. After all, it's my baby. But the real magic happens when you experience it for yourself. Now, let us talk about developing emotional mastery. So, observing and understanding your emotions is extremely crucial. But what is equally important is to have a framework that will help you make the adjustments that are required to let those emotions help you. This ability to adjust is what will prove to be a game changer in your trading. This is what will help you use emotions like indicators of some underlying condition that needs your attention. That eventually will help you discover the correct place of your emotions in your trading. I suggest regular reflection sessions to reflect on your trading. Also, noting down the emotions you feel during the day, during your trading, and then at the end of the day, going through them to see what they were trying to warn you about. What was that underlying condition they were trying to warn you about? Learning how the brain works also can help you improve your understanding of these emotions and how they affect our behavior. But above all, what will be most important is having a mentor who may have gone through all of this and has a proven way to deal with these emotions the correct way. Trust me, a good mentor is simply invaluable. Again, if you ask me what I would prefer, the best trading system, the trading setup that never fails, the best trading indicator or tool there is, no. What I would choose every time if I have to go back and restart my trading is a good mentor. A good genuine mentor, not someone who is just trying to run a boiler room operation, fly by night operation, just giving you tips and tricks and recommendations and just then vanishing when they stop working. So in conclusion, I would restate what I said at the beginning. To deal with emotions correctly, especially in trading, in a way that helps your trading is to do the following: observe, understand, adjust. And to do the above, you need a framework to guide you in uh, to guide you on every single step in your trading. That is the only way to get consistent results. I encourage you to try out things discussed in this article and let me know how helpful they were to you in dealing with emotions in your trading. And lastly, please do check out the complete trading framework that I have developed with lot of pain and lot of frustrations and lot of hard work, right? Which can help you achieve all this in a step by step fashion. Final thought. There is one thought by a famous trader that I agree with completely. I will leave you to ponder over the same thought. It goes like this: the key to trading success is emotional discipline. If intelligence were the key, there would be a lot more successful traders making a lot of money in trading. Victor Sperandio. Think about it. I'll see you in the next one.